Hi, everyone. So, um, here is one of my monthly tapping videos for you. Um, at the moment, my cat needs to be scratching the furniture. Um, this is real life, right? So, my thought for a theme this time is fear of moving on. And a lot of this stems from a fear of the unknown and not trusting your intuition or not trusting yourself. Um, and you might be swirling in some overwhelm or overthinking and indecision. And maybe there's a lot of like weighing options and overanalyzing. And so if this is you, I hope that this video helps, and I'd love to know. Um, so let's just kind of tune in for a moment and get a little centered by doing a round of tapping and breathing. So if you're new to tapping, um, EFT means emotional freedom technique. I would think that most people um, who are on my website, or on my email list have already met me, but welcome if you're new to me. My name is Meryl, and I'm a certified EFT professional. So we're going to be doing somatic and spiritual approaches to helping you have happier, healthier relationships and more joy in your life. Um, so the somatic approach is physical EFT tapping. The spiritual approach is optimal EFT, which you'll experience. And I call it kind of like Reiki on steroids. It's meditation where I guide you through connecting to your source within, a higher power, whatever you want to call it. Um, and it's very powerful, and I will guide you through um, doing that. And I'll talk to you a little bit about how to rewire and anchor into your goals, right? So um, this is a short, very, very short version of my emotional clearing method program that I teach all over. So hold on while I clear my throat. All right. So we're going to tap on the side of the hand. If you're new to tapping, we're just going to tap right here on the side of the hand. And I'll guide you through the points. And we're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth on every point. Okay. So inhale, exhale, and top of the head. Right. I just have a full palm right here, top of the head. Deep breath in through the nose and out. Right at the start of the brow, the inner eyebrow, the hairline. Right, deep breath in through the nose, long and slow and deep. And out. Outside the corners of the eyes, right? The corners of the eyes. And again, deep breath in, 2, 3, 4. And blow it all the way out. Like feeling some relaxation come into your body, right under the eyes, on top of the cheekbone. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, maybe more. And exhale, blow it all the way out. And then under the nose. Again, same thing. Nice long, deep inhale. Maybe there's a pause at the top now before you blow it all the way out. And then on the chin, right? where the chin goes in, under the lip there. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, maybe more. And exhale, blow it all the way out. And under the collarbone, I just tap right here are your collarbones. And if you drew a V, I just tap right in the center there with a gentle fist. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. And let it all the way out. And then I'm under the armpit, right next to my chest. So maybe about 4 or 5 inches or so down next to my chest there. So it's not up here, right next to the chest on the side. You can do both sides or reach around this way. It doesn't matter. I usually just do one side. Inhale again, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale, blow it all the way out. All right, so just pause. And just notice about this theme when I said fear of moving on. Is there in some part of your life with your health, your finances, your relationships, your career, like what is it? Where are you holding back? Moving forward. And then what is it like for you when you think about that? Do you feel fear? Do you feel nervous, anxious? Do you feel stuck? Do you feel like it's impossible, like it's hard? What is it? I forgot to mention, have a journal. So you could always pause this, right? Go grab a pen and a piece of paper if you can, or your journal, and write down, right? I have a fear of moving on in this situation because, and write the words that you feel. What is it like for you to talk about this, right? Do you feel something physically in your body? Like, is there a lot of pressure or heaviness? Or like I already said, some nervous feelings, like, are there heart palpitations or some sort of like fidgetiness or trembling? Just notice what comes up about it. And then rate each word that you come up with on a scale of 0 to 10. And you can't do this wrong. So don't worry about, well, I don't know how, I've never done this before. How do I, give it a number? Just say it, right? Even though I have this fear of moving on and it makes me feel, say the word, and it's at a number, bloop, the first number that comes in, just go with it. It's fine. Because you'll learn, if you continue to do this, you'll learn how to really read your gauge. Sometimes people who have not really spent a lot of time working on certain things come to this practice and they realize that they've kept these feelings suppressed for so long that the numbers turn out to be higher than they think in the beginning. But that's just it's okay. Like, that's just a learning process, right? There's a learning curve here. So once you've listed all that stuff out and you've listed your physical feelings, if you know, you might not know. Like some people just say, oh, I just have all this chaos in my mind, right? And they're not necessarily that connected to anything else that's physical, and that's fine. And then go with the words that have the highest numbers. And it might be this nervous fear or this anxious fear. The numbers might be the same for those words, and those are great to pair together. But I wouldn't necessarily use like this sad worry and fear all together if they're the same number. Try to see which ones you lean more towards being the higher number if there's a few that are the same. All right. And then I hope that you have some kind of herbal tea or water to help keep you hydrated. And then we'll get into some tapping. So you're going to follow along with me and repeat what I say. And, I'm talking to the whole world here. So I'm just going to use my intuition and you fill it in. I'm going to give you the opportunity to fill in your words and your physical sensations so you really can personalize this, on your own here. So we'll start with a setup statement and acceptance phrase. And, also you want to know what your goal is, right? My goal is to feel more comfortable stepping outside my comfort zone. My goal is to get my number 8s down to a 0. My goal is to, let go of a toxic relationship, or, so, what is your goal? Okay. So here we go. Even though I have this fear of moving on, and it brings up this situation, fill in the blank, short phrase. And it makes me feel, just go with the words that are the highest numbers. And they're at a number, say the number. And now we'll balance it with, I'm choosing to just honor, I feel this way. And even though I feel this, fill in the blank, because, fill in this little phrase, and then say, I'm just acknowledging I feel this way, or this is just how I feel right now. Whatever feels right for you to say as the balancing statement. And then one more time, even though I'm feeling this, and if you notice it in your body somewhere that I've, helped you kind of list out, or figure out already, say it. And then say, and I'm open to the possibility, insert your goal. And if you're not sure what that goal is, just say, I want to feel more comfortable. Maybe that's just what it is. I want to feel more comfortable moving on. And say right here and now, nothing bad is happening, and I am safe. And yeah, let's just continue on here. Top of the head. Right. So you'll insert here your words, right? So I started this with fear of moving on, but maybe it's worry for you, maybe it's a different word. So insert, I'm feeling, and insert your word in between the eyebrows and say, all this, fill in your word. And outside the corners of the eyes, all this blank in my blank, if you know where it is physically, right? All this fear in my chest, just an example. Underneath the eyes, all this blank, right? If you don't know where it is, it may also all be in your mind, right? All the chaos, this chaotic fear in my mind, right? Just giving you some artful and creative ways to get the words out and clear out this emotional clutter. On the chin, all this, fill in the blank. And under the collarbone, all this blank, if you know where it is in my body, say where it is. Keep tapping here, deep breath in. And out. And then under the arm. Same thing. All this, say your word. And then we're going to go top of the head. Now, if you know the body part, we're going to do more of that, right? So say the body part, right? My blank feels, say your word, all this, right? In between the eyebrows. My body part, fill in the word, feels blank, fill in the word. Outside the eyes. All this blank in my blank. Right? All this fear in my chest, all this nervousness in my belly, right? Under the eyes. Maybe you switch it around. My belly feels nervous. My chest feels all this tight fear, right? See if you can start to describe what the feeling is in your body under the nose. Is it tight, tense, heavy, right? Fluttery? On the chin. Same thing. All this blank in my blank. Right? Feels like. And under the collarbone. Again, another deep breath in here. And out. Again, all this in my, say, the body part. And then under the arm. Same thing. My body part, fill in the blank, feels all this. All right, let's pause for a moment. Water. Take a cleansing breath in through the nose. And out. And just let that integrate. If you're new to tapping, you might be feeling some swirling of energy. You might be feeling some tingling or even a little lightheaded. You could be yawning. These are all healing phases, as we call them, and releasing, right? Or maybe you're feeling emotional, right? And crying. It's all good stuff, like to get this up and out. Right? Because that's what EFT is doing. It's tapping right into your, on your meridian points, and it's tapping right into your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your automatic relaxation response center. So it's helping you to stay calmer as you process things that might feel difficult or sound difficult to you. And it is dismantling like the stuckness, like where it's been suppressed, right? On these energy points, right? So it's helping to move it, get it up and out. So test it back now. This is the most important part, is to stay focused to your goals, is to keep testing. How am I feeling about moving on in this situation? What are my numbers? Sometimes the words might shift a little bit because you're like, yeah, well, I'm not really feeling so much like nervousness anymore. Maybe I am feeling, a little more fear or something like that, right? It might shift. Maybe you started with the word fear and it's like, well, now it's the fear number's gone down, but the worry number I notice is higher. So then you want to switch your words. Switch to another word and do the same setup statement 3 times, repeat it, and go through the tapping again. So that's more advanced. And obviously reach out to me if you would like some personalized help. So what you want to do is to really remove this for good, is find out what the root cause is of your fear of moving on, or your worry about moving on, or whatever is underlying these all these descriptions that you've written down. And that's what I'm an expert in. So I mean, I have a whole village of people that help me with my my physical health and my mental health and, business networking and brainstorming and all of that in order to keep me, on the straight and narrow, to keep me honest. I have 2 accountability partners, one in the morning and one at night. And, I really need all of it. It's very, very helpful. And it's been great to, find people that I trust and people who really get what I'm going through and see my patterns and see, what needs to be tweaked or shifted. And I practice with other, tapping professionals as well. So, what you want to do now is we're going to go into a meditation so you can experience the optimal EFT. But just rate your numbers again. Rate, does your body feel calmer? And if you didn't have a physical feeling and you say, well, I do feel more relaxed. Well, what wasn't relaxed? I do feel more calm. Well, what wasn't calm? Right? Maybe you're able to take a more expansive breath now. So maybe that, maybe you hold your fear kind of like tight here in your lungs, right? Maybe there's a fear of moving on, and because of it, you don't really express yourself. So maybe there's like a tightness that you experience in your throat area. I've heard so many things and so many repeat things that, this is why I can like share all these examples. So figure out where you're at now, and then we will move on. And I'll explain what we're going to do, and all you have to do is close your eyes. So here we are going to experience optimal EFT. So it's the upgraded non-tapping spiritual form. Like I said, I call it Reiki on steroids. And in this practice, I use the higher power the way I was taught, is the unseen therapist, because it's really connecting to the invisible world, the 5th dimension. And I have no problem using the unseen therapist, but other people want to use, God, spirit guides, angels, it doesn't matter. So whoever your team of people is, up there, that's fine, right? You can just use that term here. But I'm going to stick with the unseen therapist or higher power. And we are going to ask for resolution on what you're experiencing. So it's surrendering over to your higher power all of these physical feelings, emotional feelings, mental feelings, mental symptoms, right? Like overthinking, overanalyzing, chaotic mind, monkey mind, whatever you want to call it. All of it, hand it over, imagining it in your mind, or you can say the words if you want out loud. Imagine just handing it and surrendering it over to your higher power and say, like, please help illuminate for me in easy and gentle ways, full resolution on this, right? Help me to see messages in all and any forms possible. Help open my heart and my mind and my energy to receive divine guidance. So I'll give you a moment to process that. All right, take a deep breath in. Just letting that happen. And then I want you to imagine a loving, happy moment in your life. It could be with your pet, could be with your parent, it could be with your siblings, a friend, maybe you're by yourself at your happy place. And you feel it's just like this incredible feeling that comes over you, fills your heart, and just really makes you feel whole and loved and complete and warm, kind of like an inner smile. And I want you to just let that feeling expand here. Just let it expand. So imagine if you have the image in your mind, let the image expand. Maybe it fills up the whole sky, right? Eventually, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, like you're watching it on like this universal size movie screen. And then let the feeling of it expand in your heart and in your whole body. So maybe it expands up first and maybe out to the sides. Maybe it expands down and it just fills up all the parts of your body. All right, this feeling can also incorporate a color. I usually go with emerald green because that's heart chakra energy color. So you can also give this a color if you want. If you don't resonate with colors, that's fine. Just go with the feeling. And fill up your body with this color, with this feeling. Imagine it in your bones, in your soft tissue, in your joints, in your spine, in all of your organs. Right? In your belly, in your intestines, in your pelvis, the back of your body, the front of your body, down to your fingertips and toes, up to the crown of your head. Right? It's in your lungs, in your heart, in your throat, in your face. And just letting it be, letting it expand. Once you feel like you have your whole body filled, imagine it radiating outside of your body, emanating outside of your body. And let it get as big as you can let it for now. Right? And don't worry if you feel like you can't get this right or you feel like you're doing it wrong. It's okay. Just do the best you can for right now, and you can always come back and practice. So let it keep expanding. And then notice, have you gotten any thoughts that have come in that were unexpected to you? Right? Any thoughts of past events? Just anything that you haven't thought of yet since we started this session. You can always open your eyes and pause for a moment and write down any notes, any messages, any words that come in. And don't worry, if nothing is happening at this moment, that is fine, right? You're not doing it wrong. You're doing great. And this work integrates over time. So you could get a message tonight, in an hour, tomorrow, in 2 weeks. Like if you keep practicing this, it'll keep working with you. Right. Of course, I encourage you to continue. So imagining that your heart was like a vacuum and it just sucks back in the image and the green, loving, happy energy back into your heart space, where you have access to it at all times. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So what you want to do, as I said, is keep testing back. It's very important. So how do I feel now, right? How do I feel now about moving on in this situation? Or did my numbers go down? Now here's a little psychoeducation for you. If your numbers have not moved at all, then you're not on the right words or physical sensations. You still need to be compartmentalizing them and figuring that part out. And maybe your numbers stayed the same. Same reason, you're not on the right words, or you're very distracted, or your mind, right, is still thinking about this other thing. And you're like, oh, but this is really good stuff. Like, I want to focus on this now, but something else has your attention. You need to focus on that something else, clear that enough to calm your mind so that you can be present here. Because the goal is to get to zero. Now, I'm not expecting you to do that on your own. That is something that we always do in my sessions together. So the object for you is to keep lowering your numbers, even if it's just a few numbers, or maybe it's halfway. That would be great. Right? And then you want to be able to, if you're into manifesting, law of attraction, positive affirmations, then you can go ahead and add some of that in. And it's great if you tap that in now. So there's still a lot that I would love to share with you. And if you are interested in more, reach out for a free consultation. If you're looking for private work, I have a monthly membership where we meet the second Tuesday of every month, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you're in New Jersey, hit me up for some in-person workshops on the emotional clearing method or reconnect to joy through inner child healing. That's what I have coming up. So that's what I have for you today. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to leave all of my information for you in the description here. And sending you lots of love and hugs and courage and confidence to move forward in your life, because whatever your intuition is kind of telling you in here, you will be supported when you learn to trust it. All right. Bye for now.